welcome everyone. This is a pretty exciting time. We are excited to be here with the Baldwin family. As was mentioned, the Baldwin family has been very generous in donating 4 very special historic paintings that were produced by Homer Baldwin, the patriarch of the family. With us today is Homer's wife, and then we have some family members as well. And I'm going to have Tom, I'll have you introduce at the time. But these paintings are very important to our community. They're very historic in nature. When you see them, if you're not familiar with them already, I think some of you will be reminded of what they are, or where they were from, because they are around town. But this is actually the first time that I've seen the originals. But they are absolutely wonderful, and they are depictive of some history of our community. We are grateful to the Baldwin family for thinking of the city and recognizing that this is something that is important to our city's history, and it's certainly something that not only the city would be able to enjoy, but really all of the citizens will be able to enjoy. So we look forward to that. At this time, I'm going to turn some time over to the Baldwin family to actually unveil the pictures, and then we'll have Tom give some words here. So just a moment. The unveiling.
Okay, ready? Okay, here we go.
They're absolutely beautiful, and as I mentioned, you might recognize some of these. We're going to have Tom Baldwin give some words here, and you might recognize Tom. Tom was our city council member. We recognized it was for like just shy of 10 years. He served city council well, but he's also a world-renowned carver of birds. That artistic ability spread throughout their family. Their son Scott is here as well, and Scott is also an artist in his own right. But we're going to turn the time over to Tom initially here.
Thank you, Robin. Good evening. I'll try and get out of the way of these pictures here a little bit. Some of you may recognize these paintings. They were done back during the Wadsworth 175th anniversary. Initially they were hired by the Chamber of Commerce. They hired my father, Homer, to make these paintings so they could use them in their promotions. And, you've probably seen some of the postcards from the past that are now considered antiques. But these are the original paintings that started it all. When the Chamber was done with the paintings, they turned them over to the library, and they had them for many years. And then at some point, the library turned them over to me when I was still in business with a framing and gallery shop here in town. And I've been sitting on these for a while, and it's been our thought as a family that perhaps these paintings should be and ought to be owned and protected and kept by the people of Wadsworth. So this is our family's gift to the people of Wadsworth. I asked the city to prepare legislation to protect these things for all time, because as we know, we vote, people change, new people run things, and art sometimes disappears quietly. I really didn't want that to happen. So I want this to be part of the public for a long time. I want to introduce a few people here. This is my mom. This is my dad's wife here. And my wife Barbara. My brother Scott over here. His wife Nancy. And his daughter Melissa. The rest of the crew is either working or just can't get here. That happens sometimes. A lot of you probably know my dad, Homer. A lot of you don't. And I will just say briefly a few things. One of the reasons that these are here is my dad was a lover of philosophy. He had many philosophies. But one of those philosophies was that you share what you know, you share what you do with others that want to know it. And he was always very, very on hand to share people what he was doing with watercolors or what he was doing with some of the film work that he was doing. He was always willing to share and show and teach if necessary. So this falls under a very strong idea of what my dad would have liked to have done with these paintings. That's why we're doing this. But those of you who don't know my dad, he wasn't just a watercolorist, he was also a filmmaker. And when the Wadsworth Cable came to town in the early 80s, my dad was one of the first people to jump on the public access platform. And for several years, 3 or 4 anyway, the only public access programs that you watch on our local channel were made by Homer Baldwin. And 3 years ago in the Cable Commission, equipment was purchased, the studios eventually purchased, the service director, Mr. Lyron, also saw the great power of this particular medium, if you will. And of course now Wadsworth enjoys probably one of the most transparent governments in the country because of our public access. Our meetings are produced, they're shown live, they're recorded, they're shown again, our school boards. Everything is out in the open. And this is largely due to the people in the background, like my dad, who worked on making public access what it is today. I'm looking at a young man working the camera right now. My dad would be delighted to see this. It would have been everything he would have thought was appropriate for this to happen. So anyway, I'm not going to go on much longer. I just want to simply say to the citizens of Wadsworth, on behalf of the Baldwin family, my mom and the rest of us, we give these paintings to you forever. Take care of them. Thank you. Yeah, I can go through this a little bit. You can zoom in on this a little bit. Okay, this is the old depot on the south end, which is not there anymore, of course. I'm not sure when we tore that down. I think maybe in the 80s or 70s or something. But that's the nice thing about these paintings too. Is you got to remember these aren't painted from photographs. My dad's alive for some of these memories. He's painting memories that he recalls. So they're not just historical in vision, they're also historical in themselves. In this painting here, this is a typical downtown scene. Oh, probably, when do you think, Mom? 1940s? Yeah, the 40s. You can see the Citizen Bank sign here. That's the corner building right over here. They used to have a popcorn wagon that came downtown. That was the big event. Get your popcorn. This is the old Park Hotel, which used to sit where the Ritzman built. I guess it's more than just Ritzman now. I don't know what all it is, but the Ritzman building sits there now. And I actually remember this one. This was still around when I was a kid, so I can recall this. Of course, when I was a kid, it was pretty shabby at that point. We were told to stay away from it. And of course, the last one here is the L.M. Eberhard Library when it was a house before it came downtown. I'm not exactly sure where this house is, but again, this goes back, I don't know how far back that goes. 30s, I suppose? You don't remember either? Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyhow, 55. What's that? They replaced it 55. 55? Okay. So, anyhow, that's the original library. Again, pardon me? I wasn't born yet. Yeah, I know you weren't. but Homer was. And so these aren't just representations of photographs. These are memories as well. And they're now your memories. Thank you all very much.
Thank you again. And also thank you for the history of your dad, first of all, because what an amazing heritage you have and a legacy that he has left, as well as an introduction to these pictures that we'll now be able to enjoy. They will be in Cordis's office or in his studio for the next week and a half or so. And then after that, it'll be in City Hall for a little bit. And we were thinking about perhaps the Senior Center will enjoy them for a little bit, but eventually they'll make a home over at the historic home. And so we'll have a little bit of a traveling artwork so that everybody can see them. But thank you so much once again on behalf of the City of Wadsworth for this wonderful contribution to the city for our citizens to be able to enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you.